Hello and welcome back to another Valheim time-lapse. Now today, in light of the recent cave update, which I'm really excited for, I've decided to build a mountain house and shrine. So for the majority of this video, because it is a time-lapse, I'm going to be quiet, but I may do some interjections and add some points of interest that I've found throughout this build. And obviously, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section, and if you enjoy the build, make sure to hit the thumbs up. I'm also planning on doing a whole island full of creative build time-lapses, so make sure to subscribe for more of them. But as you can see here, we're laying out the foundations for the build. It's going to be relatively narrow, which is going to be a real challenge for me because I like my space. And we've done this slightly quarter sphere kind of shape to it, which no doubt is going to cause some issues for us later on. I wanted to make sure that we had plenty of space for sitting out on the balcony, or even up top I plan to have like a nice little rooftop with a little open balcony so that you can look out over the nature around us. One thing that I hadn't thought about while doing the time-lapse was maybe removing the wind, because I find this ever so distracting, looking at the shaking trees, so I do apologize for that. Moving away from the structure, I wanted to actually build into the ground, and so we found this rock, and I thought maybe we could dig the way through and have the entrance this side. And the idea certainly works, however, the problem with rocks is you can never perfect how you're cutting them. So if you're not careful, you can end up taking a chunk out of it, which may throw you off later. As you can see, I've added some stairs up the side of this mountain. And the reason for that was I wanted this kind of trodden, forgotten road kind of going to it, and I want it to be hidden away. We also covered the inside of this and added a little bit of storage areas for it. We did suffer a problem here, so once this was built, you'll see me chip ever so slightly at a rock. Here we go. Oh, you cannot undo these mistakes. But we tried to make it fit in with the build itself. And then we decorated the outside because, again, I cut off a bit too much. So we ended up adding a bit of a roof along the front. And I think it kind of works with this almost an entry into the mountain. I then wanted to add a little bit more decoration on the little stone wall outside, and we do this all the way along. Of course, the rock had to be in the way again, and once again I chipped away too much and ended up having to work around it again. And so the idea here was to build a little kind of observation or torch post that you see on top of mountains, and like Lord of the Rings, so that you could light a beacon if in need of help. And so we lit the beacon, but you'll see that in a moment. With it being a shrine, or slightly the essence of a holy space, I guess you could say, we did have a little bit of an idol placed just along that little lip, which you'll see in a moment. We then return back to the mountain house, And you'll notice that the floor is all white on the inside. I should mention that that's just to do with the like the level of detail when your character's slightly further away, because obviously we're doing this with two people in game, and the second person, to avoid being in shot all the time, I moved them slightly away. And so the game registers that it's all snow on the floor when actually it's dry on the inside. You'll see it in a moment, or later on, once this is complete. I then wanted to add on top of the curved porchway some detail to the front walls, and I found this way of doing the top where we're going to use these stools to kind of give it this diamond like window almost, and then we have the little window at the top, which I quite like. I'm quite happy with the porchway of the little house, and then we've added some little crates on the side, and then I wanted to do the outside, and I certainly had a problem here. I think we started okay with the first level, but we messed around a bit too much with the different types of woods, and so I think it kind of looks distracting from afar. Generally, I'm pretty happy with it. You can see me using the doorways along the walls just to give us extra snapping points so that we can give our builds a little bit of depth, which you'll see here in a moment as I do the Y supports. Just there. I then wanted to work on the chimney. Now the chimney was a little bit of a second thought, and so I ended up spending a bit more time on it, and I found a beautiful way to use the doorways as these arch supports alongside the tar supports, and I really like it joined with the detail in the windows. Had I spent a bit more time on it, we may have extended the chimney. I think we'll probably do something like this with a bigger build later on. And you'll see throughout the build, when it comes to the walls, I'm actually using the signs to make it look like a flat surface on the walls, rather than the normal beams, as you can see there. Here we wanted to add a little bit more detail to the front porch and above it. And so we added this little mannequin stand, which looks a bit like a cross, I guess, on the front. I love the little window that we have here with the little bow. Really nice, and as you can see, we're using the signs again. We then do the same on the inside, and this is where we're going to do a little bit of detail. I want to make it feel lived in, and so we've had the rafters added, which I use the stairs, and then I've covered the floor in the new carpet, which I think looks really nice up here. And then we've also added detail for, say, a dresser or desk, and then of course my little balcony. On the downstairs, we wanted to, well, the middle floor, I should say, we're going to add another kind of wardrobe because we need to cover that doorway. So as you can see, I cover that and hide it behind some wood. And then we also add some flags for decoration. And we're going to also add some shields and another mannequin stand and armor eventually. Downstairs we have the dining room. It's just going to have the basic cooking stuff. It's not a big build. Still, we've managed to fit in a lot of detail in this, so I'm very happy with it, really. We've covered up the pans, which is an upgrade to the cooking station. And so it looks like we've just got dirty plates on the side, which I'm quite chuffed at. We've also covered the ceiling with floor, just to make it look a little bit smoother. And you'll see in a moment we're going to add some more detail in terms of food on the side, and we've also done a wine rack as well. When it comes to the outside, I don't want to spend too much time here, so what we did was level out the area and then just add a little shack for some spare wood and a chopping block. And then it came to the shrine. The shrine, I just wanted it to be a little space tucked away, and as you can see, we play around with the Odin statues and also the teleport to kind of give it this eerie feel, which you'll see later on. Another thing that I added for the shrine was extra items just in front, just to make it feel more like it's something that's really important to the character. And so here we are. This is the, I guess, showcase of the build. Again, if you do like the detail that we've done with this, make sure to drop a thumbs up. It really is appreciated. One day I really want to do like a build under the ground. I tried to do it here, but unfortunately, because of the way the leveling system works, it just wasn't possible. Again, I am really happy with the top level. Really like that. And also these arches, which are made with the doors. For extra detail, as I mentioned, we've added some food and drink. And there's also a little cloak stand there, so if you've got your jacket and you're just coming in, you can put it on the side. We've also used the little shutters to create cabinets, and then heading upstairs, you can see the mannequin in a little armor area, the workbench, and then there's a tiny little balcony for me to enjoy my morning ale, I guess, rather than coffee. And finally, the bedroom. Now for this we did throw a few extra items just around to make it feel a little bit more lived in, especially in the wardrobe. But this has to be my favorite room in the house, albeit there are only 3. Here we have the little idol at the side of the beacon and the little wood shack, or wood storage shed. Again, just stressing how much I enjoy playing around with those new doors for supports. But there you are, guys. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a thumbs up. And obviously, if you want to see more of my time-lapse builds, said we're going to do a whole creative world on it, make sure to subscribe. But until next time, guys, special thanks does go to all of our amazing supporters. Most notably our Solar Eclipse Patreons, The Calamity, Cerebral Tag, James Irwin, and Jerry 2, as well as our Lunars, Dixie Chris, Lord of July, and Ben, as well as our Blood Moon of the day, which today is Papa Snoozy. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, as always, ciao for now.